Good. Shabbat Shalom. And those who just start to join us here via YouTube, we had a wonderful conversation about Wimbledon tennis. So you are seeing a live stream right from the center of Wimbledon, only a few meters away from the center court. But we are praying, and we have, I think, a wonderful service welcoming Shabbat together, and we leave the tennis ball outside of this sanctuary, which is also center court for now. But thank you for joining, and we'll begin our service with the words of Ma Tovu on page 100. Ma tovu, ma tovu, ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, Mishnotecha Yisrael, Mishnotecha Yisrael, V'ani berov chastecha avo v'techa Eshtachave, eshtachave, el heicha kodshecha, be'yiratecha, el heicha kodshecha, be'yiratecha. Adonai ahavti mehon beitecha umekom mishkan kvodecha V'ani eshtachave vehecha evrecha livnei Adonai osi V'ani tefilati lecha Adonai et ratzon Elohim B'chov chazdecha Aneni be'emet Yishecha. I would like to invite Sandra and Gordon perhaps together to join me here at the Bima, and Sandra to light for us the Shabbat candles. And I will explain in a short moment why the two of you, or you know. Amen and Shabbat Shalom, and I invite you all to sing a little Mazel Tov, because these two young people just celebrate a very significant date of their wedding anniversary, 66. Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Hey lanu, Hey lanu, Hey lanu, Udechol Yisrael, Hey lanu, Hey lanu, Udechol Yisrael. David Melech Yisrael Chai v'kayam. David Melech Yisrael Chai v'kayam. And as this Mazel Tov ends with Chai v'kayam, says that you always may be full of life and always full of strength, so that many more milestones are ahead of you that you can celebrate together. Mazel Tov, what a wonderful gift to us that we can share with you and sing for you. Mazel Tov. And on page 104, the angels of peace are invited to join us as we sing Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Moachem LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bachuni LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitrem LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Page 109. We continue our journey to invoke the presence of our beloved, of our soul. And of course, this is a love song between God and God's people, Israel. Yedid nefesh hafarachaman meshoch avdecha el retzonecha yarutz avdecha kemo hayal yishtachavel el mulhadecha Ye'erav lo yedidotecha min hofet tzuf v'chol ta'am Adonai ziv ha'olam nafshi cholat ahavatecha Refanala beharod la noam zivecha has titchazek v'titrape v'haita la simchat olam Atik emuna rachamecha v'chusana al ben ahuvecha ki ze kama nichsov nichsavti lirot betiveret uzecha Ele chamda libi v'chusana ve'al tidalhem higalena uvros avivi halai etzukat shelomecha Eretz mikvodecha nagila v'nismecha bach ma'ehov kiva mohed v'chonenu ki me'olam yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada lai 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 lai, yada lai 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 lai, yada lai 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 lai, yada lai 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 lai, yada lai 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 lai. On page 116, 116, we find the words of Psalm 98. Shiru l'Adonai, shir chadash, ki nivlaot asa, hoshia lo yamino, uzroa kodsho, הודיע אדוני ישועתו לעיני הגויים, גילה צדקתו, זכה חסדו ואמונתו לבית ישראל. ראו כל אפסי הארץ את ישועת אלוהינו. הריעו לאדוני כל הארץ, פצחו ורננו וזמרו. שמו לאדוני בחינו, בחינו וכל שמחה, בחינו וכל שמחה, בחצרות. הריעו לבני המלך אדוני, יהם הים ומלואו, תבל ויושביה, נהרות ימחאו כף, יחד הרים ירננו, לבני אדוני כי היווה לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק, וימים במישרים, ים הים ומלואו, תבל ויושביה, נהרות ימחאו כף, יחד הרים ירננו. And on page 121, Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamo v'zacho b'dibur echad, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשב התחילה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. On the next page, התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שדברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, B'nei Shabbat nekabela, please rise. Bohi v'shalom ateret ba'ala, gam besimcha uvetzolha, toch emunei am segula, boi kala boi chala, lecha dodi, lecha dodi likat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi likat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Please be seated. And we continue on page 126. The Creator reigns robed in pride. God is robed in power, clothed in strength. So the world was set firm and cannot be shaken. Your throne was set firm long ago, for from eternity you are. Almighty, the floods may storm, the floods may storm aloud, the floods may storm and thunder. Nasuna harod Adonai, nasuna harod kolam, yisuna harod doch yam. Mikolot mayim, mayim chavim, hadirim, hadirim, mishbereham. Mikolot mayim, mayim chavim, hadirim, hadirim, mishbereham. Hadir b'marom Adonai, 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 hadir b'marom Adonai. But even above the roar of great waves, mighty breakers of the ocean, supreme is the might of the Creator. Now you may be, if you're able to, please rise as we turn to the Baruch Hu, page 127. Lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai hamevorach Baruch Adonai hamevorach hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Thank you. Please be seated. And we continue on page 128. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chokhma poteh she'arim u'vitvona meshane etim u'machaliv et hazmanim u'mesadeh et hakochavim b'mishmoroteim b'rakia kirtzono borei yom v'layla goel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or hama'avir yom u'mevi layla u'mavdil ben yom u'ven layla Adonai tzvaot shemo Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. With everlasting love have you loved your people, the family of Israel, teaching and practiced duty and justice. These you have taught us. Therefore, our God and guide, we think upon all this before we sleep and when we wake, and rejoice and delight in your teaching and its practice forever and ever, for they are our life and the measure of our days. We keep them in mind, both day and night. Never take your love away from us. Blessed are you, God, who loves your people, Israel. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם. בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך. ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובשעריך. We continue on page 134. In the middle it says, Then you will remember all my commandments, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אמת ואמונה כל זאת וקיים עלינו, כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו. העושה גדולות עד אין חקר, ונבלעות עד אין מספר, וראו בניו גבורתו, שיבחו והודו לשמו ומלכותו, ברצון קיבלו עליהם. משה ומרים ובני ישראל לך ענו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדע בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך אדוני אלוהינו, ראו בניך על הים, יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים, וברוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ותקננו בעצה טובה מלפניך, והושיענו למען שמך, והגן בעדינו, וחזר מעלינו אויב, דבר וחרב ורעב ויגון, וחזר שטן מלפנינו ומאחרינו, ובצל כנפיך תסתירנו, כי אל שומרנו ומצילנו אתה. כי אל מלך חנון ורחום אתה, ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום מעתה ועד עולם. וברוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל עמו ישראל ועל כל העולם. And this is our prayer for peace and protection, and may this prayer for peace and protection reach also those who are in trouble, who are in distress. We're thinking especially of the people that are still captured by the Hamas, and we think of the people in the Ukraine and of people in so many other places. And we often forget because of the things that happen close to our doors, but this God's shelter is indeed needed in many places of this world. We continue on page 140 with the words of the Amidah, and if you're able to, please rise. Adonai sefatai tiftachu hofia giteilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftachu hofia giteilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'Elohei imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Chazdei Avot ve'Imahot, Umevi Goel Livnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo be'Ahava, Melech Ozeh Moshi Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Poket Sarah. Ata gibor leolam Adonai, mechayem et timatav lehoshia, morit hatahal, mechakel chayim bechesed, mechayem etim berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofe cholim, umatia asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afa, michamocha ba'al gevorot, umidom elach, Melech memhid umechaye umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'eman ata lehachayot metim Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hametim Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kiddushim b'chol yom yehalelucha Selah Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. You made the seventh day holy for your name as the end of creation of heaven and earth. You blessed it above all other days and made it holy above all other times. And so it is written in your Torah. ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. Our God and God of our ancestors, may our rest be pleasing to you. Make us holy by doing your commands and let us share in the work of your Torah. Make us content with your goodness and let our souls know the joy of your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your love and goodwill, let us inherit your holy Shabbat, and may all Israel who seek holiness find in it their rest. Blessed are you, God, who makes the Shabbat holy. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Retzeh Adonai Eloheinu be'amecha Yisrael u'tfilatam she'eh. U'v'rachamecha harabim tachpotz banu, v'tashrei shchinatecha al Tzion. Page 147. V'techezena eineinu b'tshuvacha leTzion berachamim. Baruch atah Adonai hamachazir shchinato leTzion. We declare with gratitude that you are our God and the rock of our ancestors. You are the rock of our life and the shield that saves us in every generation. We thank you and recount your praise for our lives held in your hand, for our souls that are in your care, and for the signs of your presence that are with us every day. At every moment, at evening, morning, and noon, we experience your wonders and your goodness. You are goodness itself, for your mercy has no end. You are mercy itself, for your love has no limit. Forever have we put our hope in you. Ve'al kulam yitbarach v'yitromem v'yitnaseh tamid shemcha malkeinu leolam va'ed. V'chol hachayim yuducha Selah v'yhalelu v'yivarechu et shemcha hagadol ve'emet ha'el yeshuatenu ve'ezratenu Selah. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shemcha lecha na'eh lehodod. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol Shalom, Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. Baruch atah Adonai, u'mavarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. Blessed are you, God, blessing you people Israel with peace. You may be seated, and we have a short moment for private prayers and thoughts before we continue with some thoughts for Shabbat. יהיו לרצון אמרי והגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי וגואלי. May the words of my mouth, of our mouths, and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable to you, O God, my rock, and our Redeemer. Miriam died there and was buried there. The community had no water, and they assembled against Moses and Aaron. Numbers 20, verses 1 and 2. The Torah, a text that really lovingly dwells on the smallest details, who begat whom, the exact dimensions of the tabernacle, the precise ingredients for incense, rushes past Miriam's death with heartbreaking brevity. No eulogy for the woman who saved Moses as a baby. No mourning period for the prophetess who danced at the sea. No tribute for her decades of quiet leadership. Just a burial in the wilderness, and then the well runs dry. Why this silence? Why does the woman who led the Israelites in their first song of freedom exit the story with barely a whisper? The rabbis of the Talmud recognized something crucial. When Miriam died, the water disappeared. They understood that some people are so essential to a community's life that their absence creates a void we can actually feel. They taught that a miraculous well had traveled with the Israelites throughout their wilderness journey because of her merit. Without her, both literally and spiritual sustenance vanished. Miriam wasn't just a prophetess or Moses' sister. She was the wellspring that kept an entire people alive in the wilderness. And yet, the Torah tells us almost nothing about her death. No ceremony, no acknowledgement of all she had done. She simply disappears from the narrative. And only then do we realize what we have lost. This pattern feels painfully familiar. How often do we fail to celebrate those and who sustains us until they are gone? How often do communities lose their quiet heroes, the grandmothers who cook for everyone, the friends who always listen, the activists who show up at every meeting and only notice their absence when the well runs dry? This weekend, I think of queer Jews, especially our trans women, our elders living with HIV, those rejected by family and faith. They know intimately what it means to disappear from the communal story. They've been told their lives don't belong in our sacred narrative. Their contributions go unrecorded, their wisdom unheard. And then, when they are gone, their absence is felt, not in memorials or tributes, but in the sudden realization that something vital is missing, a crisis we notice too late. Tomorrow, London celebrates Pride, and the timing feels significant. Pride is joyfully, unapologetically loud, and it needs to be. It's a song of liberation, like the one Miriam led at the sea. Its color, its rhythm, and the promise of water in a dry land. It's a celebration of love in all its forms and a refusal to be silenced. But pride is also necessarily a form of remembering. Behind every rainbow flag and joyful parade lives the memory of those whose voices were silenced by shame, by violence, by indifference. Pride carries the spirit of our Miriams, the ones who kept communities alive throughout the darkest times and who were buried without the ceremony they deserved. And what of Moses in our Torah portion? After Miriam's death, when the people cry out in thirst, he strikes the rock in anger. The tradition reading focuses on his disobedience to God's commandment. But perhaps there's something deeper here. Perhaps Moses isn't just frustrated with the people's complaints. Perhaps he's grieving. Perhaps he is lashing out at a world that let his sister disappear so easily, that gave him and the entire community no space to process their loss. The LGBTQ+ community knows this feeling intimately. Grief without ritual, anger without acknowledgement, joy without safety. And yet, like Moses, we keep moving forward. We keep showing up at the rock, hoping water will flow. But here's where we can do better than the wilderness generation. We don't just wait for wells to appear. We dig them ourselves. We name our Miriams why they are still with us. And we create space in synagogues, schools, and family gatherings for those whose presence has gone unnoticed. In many Jewish communities today, we are learning to tell the fuller story. We are adding Miriam's cup to our Passover seders, recognizing her role in the liberation narrative. We are lifting up the voices that have been marginalized, making room for stories that have been buried. This a sacred work. When we break the silence around those who have been forgotten, when we honor those who sustained us without recognition, we participate in a kind of resurrection. The well begins to flow again. This Shabbat, as we read Parashat Chukat, let us refuse to let anyone disappear without a trace. Let us mourn out loud for those who we lost. Let us celebrate the Miriams among us, the teachers, the caregivers, the activists, the quiet heroes who keep our communities alive. Because water doesn't only come from striking a rock. It flows from memory, from love, from the commitment to ensure that no one's story is lost in silence. When we make space for the voices that have been buried, when we listen deeply to those who have been ignored, we might just find the well bubbling up again, not through miracles, but through the sacred act of remembering. When London Pride unfolds tomorrow, may we carry Miriam's memory with us. May we sing her song of liberation while also holding space for those who never got to sing their own. And may we build communities where every story matters, where every voice is heard, where no one disappears into silence. The well is still here, waiting. We just need to recognize it, honor it, and drink deeply from its waters. Shabbat Shalom. And our tradition calls this act Tikkun Olam. And the word Tikkun Olam appears in a wonderful prayer we always read at the concluding part of our service, and it is called Aleinu. And so I invite you to please join me on page 310 for the words of the Aleinu. And if you're able to, please rise. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים, ונתן לנו את תורתו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לבני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומשה וקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובר מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, ועדת היום והשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. 313. על כן נקווה לך, אדוני אלוהינו, לראות מהרה בתפארת עוזך, להעביר גילולים מן הארץ, והעללים קרות יכרתון, ותקן עולם במלכות שדי, וכל בני בשר יקראו בשמך, להבנות אליך כל רישי ארץ, יכירו וידעו כל יושבי תבל, כי שותפים כולנו בתיקון עולמך. כי המלכות שלך היא, ולעולמי עד תמלוך בכבוד. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
On page 315. The soul of the righteous are in the hands of God, and no harm shall come to them. God, source of compassion, You give life in which joy and sorrows are mingled, and set death with its promise of eternal peace. We mourn this week the death of Carol Plummer, a cherished member of our community. May you comfort her family and all who mourn for her. May God, who is full of compassion, whose presence is over us, cover them in the shelter of your wing forever and bind her soul in the gathering of life. Remember at this time all those who once shared with us the joys and challenges of life, but who are with us no longer. May the soul shine like the brightest of the heavens. We thank you for all you gave them during their lives. We think especially of those who died at this time in year past. Elkan Eskel, father of Ruby Sampson. Harold Bernard Goodwin, father of Susan Smith. David Stahl, husband of Marion Stahl, father of Camilla McGill. Madeleine Links, mother of Muriel Levine. Jack Mason, father of Jeffrey Mason. Simone Ann Weigo, daughter of Yvonne Weigo. Alfred Abrahams, father of Larry Abrahams. Samuel Crivon, father of Iris Crivon. Pearl Simon, mother of Lyndon Simon. Gerda Wilminski, mother of Judy Wilminski. Sally Friedler, uncle of Michael Friedler. David Pell, father of Stuart Pell. Sylvia Cedar, mother of Minhami Manu. Frank Isaacs, father of Sandra Grossman. Malcolm Sharp, husband of Deborah Sharp and father of Gideon Sharp. Zichronam Livracha. May the memory of their love and guidance be a source of enduring blessing. In loving memory, we sanctify your name and say the Kaddish on page 316.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך חיותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תאמרן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. ישלמה רבה משמיה, וחיים עלינו והכל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, עלינו והכל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
A few announcements. Tomorrow's service is 10:30, and Friday service is next Friday at 7:00. Thank you.
Exactly. And tomorrow, I'm sure that in the service tomorrow, you learn more about this very interesting parasha, Chukat, and this very interesting ritual with the red heifer. So there is a little bit to study tomorrow as well. And also just a reminder, not this Shabbat, but the week after, if I'm not mistaken, we have also Torah study in the morning of Torah breakfast. So please join us for this as well. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening, and for the conversation also that we had before, which we now continue at the Kiddush, and everyone who joined us online from South Africa and East Anglia, and wherever you are, it's always a pleasure that you are with us, and I hope that you're enjoying the good weather, and please pray that we have also good weather for tomorrow, for the Pride, and those who are going to the Pride, may you really enjoy it and celebrate life. We conclude on page 320 with Adon Olam. You want to join me? Yeah. Why not?
Adon Olam Asher Malach בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נעשה כחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, ואחרי ככלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך נורא, והוא היה והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה, והוא יהיה בתפארה, והוא אחד ואין שני, להמשילו להבירה, בלי ראשית בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמשרה, ולא העוז והמשרה, והוא אלי וחי גואלי, וצור חבלי ביום צרה, והוא ניסי ומנוסי, מנת כוסי ביום מקרא, מנת כוסי ביום מקרא, בידו הפקיד רוחי, באלישן והעירה, בלמלוכי וקויתי, אדוני לי ולא אירא, אדוני לי ולא אירא. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, and Mazal Tov again.